If you're finding it hard to make profits when you're trading, I've got this booming crash strategy for you. You better try it out first on demo before you go live, and I'm sure that it's at least going to help you to make a little bit of profit rather than where you are currently are right now. So for this strategy, we're going to be using the moving average and the MACD, right? So for the moving average, I just want to make this simple. So we're just using this one moving average, the 50 moving average, right? Let me just show you the settings for it, right? Is the 50 moving average exponential applied to close, and it's black on my charts. You can use the color of your choice, but it's just depending on the background of your charts, right? Then click OK. Then below we've got the MACD, right? The MACD, right? And it's just the default settings, and I'm just going to add a moving average on this indicator window so that it looks a little bit easier for you guys to use, right? So right over here, let's just look for the moving average. Where is it? Okay, right over here, the moving average. We drag it over here, right? And for this moving average, we're going to be using period of 1 exponential applied to previous indicator data, right? Or right now, so thus now this looks a little bit better. Now you can see your crossovers, right, in that neat. Right over here, how do you use this strategy, right? So I want to make this as simple as I can for you guys, right? So how do you know when to enter and what the market is doing? So firstly, the most important thing that we have to know when we want to look for sell opportunity when we want to look for our trading opportunities is where the trend is. We always want to trade with the trend. It's the best decision that you can ever make in your trading journey, right? So how do you know where the trend is, right? So first of all, we've got this moving average on the chart, right? So if the moving average is above the candlesticks, like what it is over here, right, it means that the market is going down, it's a downtrend. And if the moving average is below the candlesticks, it means that the market is going up, right? And we also have this MACD over here, right? If the MACD bars these histograms, right, those small vertical lines, right, those small vertical gray lines, right, if they are above the level 0, it means that it's an uptrend. If they are below the level 0, like they are over here, it means that the market is in a downtrend, right? So I think you get the gist of it, right? I think you get the basic idea of what we are doing over here, right? So right over here, how do we get your entries, right? So first of all, how do we enter using the MACD, right? So right over here on the MACD, right, though I don't like using this crossover exactly because it's a little bit slower than just using our candlestick confirmations, but let me just tell you what you have to look for, right? So right now we have confirmed that we are in a downtrend because the moving average is on top, the histogram is below the level 0, so yeah, we are in a downtrend, right? And then we've got wait for our pullback, right? Then that's what we have over here. Our market is pulling back. Now we have to wait for this black moving average, right, to cross over this red, right? So when they cross over, that's when you're going to be entering, right? So you can use this either for your sell or for your buys, right? Depending on what you are, where the trend is, right? So right over here, we enter somewhere over here, right? That's where the MACD crosses, right? That's why I was saying it's better for you to use the candlestick confirmations rather than waiting for this crossover to happen, because I think that the RSI crossover is even faster than this. This one is way too slow. The RSI cross is way much easier than this crossover here. If you want the RSI cross, you can check the link in my description, right? And if you want to know also why you are losing money continuously, check out the previous video that I posted. I think I'll leave a link in the description box down below. And if I forget to leave those links, you can just comment in the comment section below, because sometimes I forget to leave those links. So if you just remind me in the comment section, I'll post them. Either I'll pin them in the comment section or I'll post them in the description when I also reply to your comment, right? So that you also be able to benefit, right? So that's what you have to look for, right? So we have to wait for the market to pull back to this 50 moving average for us to get our entries, right? When it pulls back to this 50 moving average and it's crossing over to the downside over here, that's the sweet spot, that's the sweet entry, so like a sweet entry, right? So the 50 moving average doesn't act as a level, right? It's not a level, it's so like a zone, right? So we have to be very cautious when you're using it, right? The market can act as if it broke past that moving average, when in reality it's still affecting that whole area, that whole region, right? So right over here again, you also have an entry here, right? The moving average is above, right? the histogram is below the level 0, right? Market pulls back. We also have an like a net order block like over here, right? And if you want to know more about order blocks, just leave a comment in the comment section down below. So this is what a flip zone and what order block some over there, right? So this is a further confluence that you may enter using what you may enter that trade, right? So right over here again, right? And the market, sometimes the market doesn't reach exactly where the 50 moving average is, like what it did over here, right? But it starts, when it starts to consolidate, like, you know that the market, the moving average is already affecting what is already affecting that market already, right? So over here, when this crosses again, you can enter over there, right? Because it's already up and it's already above the level 0, and the candlesticks are above the level what above the level above the 50 moving average, sorry, right? Right over here again, when the market pulls back to this 50 moving average, that's why I say enter using what candlestick confirmations only, because wait over here, that's where we get our crossover. It's quite slow, right? So it's better if you enter using maybe this curve, right? But check out the RSI crossover, right? But you can just enter using what candlestick confirmations, right? So that this becomes better for you, and MACD you just use it for further confirmation of the trend, right? So right over here we got multiple entries. Some over here we got this entry over here, we got this entry, we got this entry, we got that entry over there, right? So it's actually very simple, right? So that's how simple this strategy can be. Right over here we got an entry over here because the MACD histogram is above the level 0, the candlesticks are above the level above the 50 moving average, right? So we got an entry 1 2 right, 3, yeah, those are the three clear trends, right? This one there's no trend because, as you can see, the market is consolidating over here. This whole region over here is so like consolidating, right? So we don't enter there, right? So let's say over here, I think you get the idea behind everything over here, right? Let me just maybe shift toward maybe boom 500, and okay, let me just add that moving average again so that it's easier for us to see where the market is, where our trend is. So that moving average, we drag it over here, right? Apply to where it's the same, right? Let me just remove this so that it becomes a little bit easier for us to see, right? So right over here we're in a downtrend, right? Because the moving average is above, right? Oh, it's the 1 hour. I don't, and remember guys, I forgot to mention this, the best time frames for you to use this is the 15-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. Those are my favorite. But if you maybe want to try it on the 1 hour, you can test it and give me the results. But I like using it on the 5-minute and the 15-minute time frame for my entries, right? But especially the 5-minute entry, 5-minute time frame is it actually works wonders, right? So right over here, what you are just looking for the same conditions, right? So yeah, this we aren't getting enough confirmation over here, right? So we've got an entry here when it pulls back to the 50 moving average, and we also have a crossover sum over here. This one we don't enter because it broke past the level, what past the 0 level, right? So we don't have an entry over there, right? We got an entry over here. Let me just use this crosshair, right? We've got an entry over there because we've got a crossover, and what our market is pulling back to the 50, right? And we've got another entry over there. This I don't consider it as it went further. I don't consider that it broke past because it's quite different from this one. This one is just consolidating around the level 0, and then it crossed over. So I will still sell over here. Got some another entry over here. It didn't break past. This also I don't consider it, right? So another entry over there, right? It's very simple. And if you shift down to the 5-minute time frame, you get even more entries, right? So that's it for this video, guys. And try this strategy on demo before you go live, and tell me what you were able to find out. Got another entry over there. Yeah, if you use the 5-minute time frame, you get multiple entries, another entry over there, entry over there. But try to use the candlestick confirmations for your entries rather than using the crossover, because this crossover is slow. I will post a video on the RSI crossover. It's much sweeter. It's much faster, right? Though it crosses a lot more, but it's better and faster, right? So that